Hi everyone, welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name's Lizzie and today I have a little video just to update you on something that I've been up to with regards to my sewing stash and my fabric collection. Now, when people talk about fabric stashes, I like to be all smug and say, oh, my fabric stash fits in a drawer. It's just one drawer in my living room. I'm so good. I have such a nice compact stash. Well, that's true to an extent. So it's true that I have one drawer in my living room where my main fabric stash lives. So that is where all the fabrics live that I have not yet done anything with, that have not been cut into. So that's my like pure fabric stash, shall we say. But the truth of the matter is that I actually have several boxes squirreled away elsewhere in my flat, like above in my wardrobe, actually in the top of my wardrobe, where I keep like fabric leftovers, I'm gonna call it. So it's fabrics that I've made something out of, and I've got large scraps, like scraps that are too big to go in the bin because that would be totally wasteful. I'm quite skeptical of the whole H&M fabric recycling thing. I don't actually know if they really do recycle like just the fibres, so I don't want to put them in there, and I think they need to go to use basically. And I've kind of held onto them and held onto them thinking, oh, one day I'll use them, and oh, they'll come in use one day. And I mean, that's the hoarder's motto really, isn't it? Oh, one day it'll come in useful. But actually, some of it's been in there for like 3 years, and it's just time to move on. Well, firstly, I want the space back in my flat because it's like clutter. I live in a one-bedroom flat. Space is at a premium, and I've got these big boxes full of fabrics that are just taking up space. And also, someone else should use them because I'm sure there's like school groups, Girl Guides, Cub Scouts, whatever groups that are going to want these fabrics. So anyway, I've had a big clear out and I've gone through and sorted the stuff that I am actually going to keep and the stuff that I'm giving away, and touch wood, hopefully they'll get collected this week. But actually somebody contacted me on Instagram and said that they volunteer for an organisation called Migrants Organise. Wait, hang on, I might have just got the name of that wrong. Let me check. Yeah, it's called Migrants Organise, and as part of what they do to support migrants and vulnerable women, they teach them how to sew, like small projects, which is perfect because of course the whole point of these fabric leftovers that I have is that the majority of these pieces of fabric are too small to make a garment out of, but they would be perfect for smaller projects like makeup bags, stuffed toys, like cushions, whatever other small sewing projects you want to make. So this person who contacted me on Instagram is hopefully going to come and collect these fabrics soon, but if for some reason that doesn't go ahead, then I'll be putting them on FreeCycle or trying to find somebody else who can make use out of them, and I just want to give them away so that they can go to use. So let me show you the keep and the leave pile. Okay, so here is the finished result of my clear out. Sorry if this bit is a little bit shaky, but I'm recording this holding the camera in my actual hands. And basically on the left here are the fabrics that I'm giving away, and on the right are the ones that I'm keeping. So the ones that I'm keeping is a slightly bigger pile, but I'm going to explain to you why. So firstly, these ones are the ones I'm getting rid of. These are almost all fabrics that are too small to be made into a garment now. Some of them are still big enough to be made into a garment, but these are scraps of my lovely jumpers that I've made. This is actually a lovely fabric that I bought in Portugal that I made a dress out of. I've actually detached the bodice of the dress from the skirt, and this is just the skirt fabric, so I'm going to try and refashion the top, but I'm just not going to use this fabric for anything. It's just not my colours. This is a beautiful cotton lawn fabric in this geese grey with mustard geese on it that I think is quite popular. There's one random piece of home furnishing fabrics because I actually made a skirt out of this at one point, and there's a couple of full garments in here. So this is a garment, this is a garment, but there's a lot of fabric that can be harvested to make smaller projects. Here we've got quite a few more knits and then some woven things at this end too, and hopefully these will be things that people can make all sorts of different things with. I think it's just quite important that I finally accepted that I'm just not going to make anything with these fabrics, and these fabrics have served their purpose for me. They are leftovers and they need to go to somebody else who can make something small and nice out of them. Then over here, these are the fabrics that I'm keeping, and I want to talk you through it because I want it to be clear that I'm not just a mad hoarder, that there's a rhyme and a reason. So this is an old duvet cover that I use as a toiling fabric, so that is staying. These two are some knit fabrics, and I want to keep these in case I make another costume for one of my nephews. So you will have seen, if you follow me on Instagram and one of my recent videos, that I made a dragon costume for one of my nephews, and these are fabrics that I could use for something similar in the future. Then here I've got a bunch of knit fabric leftovers. I've already made, these are almost exclusively Tilly and the Buttons Freya tops that I've made with these, but I think that these pieces are big enough for me to squeeze a t-shirt of some kind out of these. So that's my plan for these, to make some t-shirts. This one is like a really heavy duty stretch cotton, and I'm hoping that I'll make something out of that in the future. That's left over from making a Tilly and the Buttons Etta dress. This is a lovely like viscose type fabric. It's in like a tropical print, and I want to make a t-shirt out of it. I've already made a t-shirt dress out of it. This here is left over from my Meat Milk tencel linen slub fabric, and I've got to do some repairs on that dress, so that's why I've kept the scraps, because I might need to use it to make some patches. This is a really heavyweight cotton drill or twill, I'm not really sure which it is, but this, I think it's enough to make a fanny pack or bum bag, depending on whether you're in the US or the UK. During lockdown I've really enjoyed going on my morning walks, but when the weather's hot I have nowhere to put my phone and my keys, so a bum bag will be perfect for that. This is left over from my hack of the Seamwork Astoria jumper that was in my latest video, and I think I want to add a hemband to it, so that's why I've held on to that. So hopefully you'll see there's like a reason I've kept all these. And then these are going to be cushions, so these are like velvet leftovers of various kinds. And then these fabrics, this is leftovers of my faux suede, and I think, okay, this is the only one I think, I'm probably not really sure why I've kept it, but it's just such lovely quality fabric that I can't bear to part with it, so I might see if I can, I don't know, but I'm just keeping it. And then these are cotton fabrics that have come in useful for making face masks, so seeing as we're still in the midst of this pandemic, I thought it'd be silly to get rid of those. And these are swim fabric leftovers, so this is what I've used to line swimsuits in the past, this power mesh, and I'm going to be making more swimsuits, so I need that. And then I've got loads of leftovers of this leopard print swimsuit fabric from Minerva Crafts, and I want to make, I've already made a swimsuit out of it, and I want to make a bikini out of it in the future, so that's why I've kept those leftovers, because I'm still going to use them. So that's box number 1 and my excuses slash explanations. I've also kept a little bit of this, which is from my By Hand London Eloise dress, and I want to make a headband out of it. So that's why I've got that. That's just going to sneak on top of there. Then we come on to the second box, and again at the top here I've got just an old bed sheet that I can use for making twirls, so it seems silly to get rid of that because I will use that to make twirls. And then I've kind of labelled all of these to try and be organised, to remind myself what is going on with these, why have I kept them. So these first two here are repairs. So these are a jumper and a cardigan that have got holes in the elbows, and I want to learn to darn so I can repair them. These are both garments that used to be winter regulars, but I've had to stop wearing them because they need repairing. Then this section here, as you can see by the label, is the refashioned section. This is a jumpsuit that I just never wear. It's the V9075 jumpsuit, but it's made in a really cheap, horrible crepe fabric that just crinkles. I just never wear it because it needs ironing to within an inch of its life to look remotely nice. But I'm going to try and refashion it into a top that wouldn't need as much ironing. This is the bodice of the dress I mentioned from this, and I want to see if I can refashion it into just a little top. This is my Tilly and the Buttons Megan dress in gorgeous, gorgeous faux suede from Fabric Godmother, and it just doesn't quite fit me right, and I want to chop it up and turn it into a skirt. This is gorgeous Atelier Brunette viscose fabric, and I made it into a simple sew cocoon dress, but I want to hack it into a top, probably with a ruffle. So that's my repairs, refashions. Then I've got a couple here that need altering. So this blue one here is actually an Ogden cami. That's just a bit big, so I need to take it in. And then this is a wrap skirt that was actually already refashioned from the, what's it called? The Sew Over It Eve dress, but it's a bit big, so it needs to be altered to take it in. Then these ones are slightly naughty. Well, not naughty. These are toiles. These are what I'm now calling toiles. They're actually not necessarily toiles. They're actually just garments that I made and they didn't turn out well. So this is the my Tilly and the Buttons. Is it the Eve dress? I think I'm calling it the Eve dress, and it's not the Eve dress, the Etta dress. It just doesn't fit well. This is a pair of ancient jeans that I don't wear anymore because they're low rise and I prefer to wear high-waisted things these days, but they fit me so well that I want to keep them. This is a Sew Over It pencil skirt, ultimate pencil skirt. This is a True Bias, what's it called? Can't remember what it's called. This is a pair of, but it's the, oh, what's it called? It's like the sleeveless knit dress they do. This is by Her London Holly trousers, and this is a, I think it's a Simplicity shift dress. So these are all garments that I do not wear because either they don't, the fit's not quite right, or they're just not my style, or they didn't turn out quite how I expected. But these are all patterns that I will want to make again. And that means that, like, how annoyed will I be at myself if the next time I want to make the Tilly and the Buttons Etta dress, I know that the first time I made it, it didn't fit me properly, but I haven't kept track of what adjustments I need to make. I don't have the garment anymore because these were all things that were made before I kind of had the skills and the knowledge to edit my pattern pieces and make adjustments to them as I went along. So if I get rid of these garments, I'll just have no way of knowing. I'll repeat the same fit mistakes basically, because I won't be able to refer to these garments to realise, oh yeah, this one was too tight across the bust, or this one needed to be taken in at the waist, or, you know, like, it just seems silly. And that's obviously, this is a pair of ready-to-wear jeans. But this autumn, I would really like to get into making trousers. I've actually booked myself onto the trouser fitting class with Charlotte at the Village Haberdashery. It feels really weird to have booked a sewing class because obviously we're still so in the midst of this pandemic, but it is lifting, and out of anybody, I really trust Annie at the Village Haberdashery to put all the necessary safety measures in place, because I've been following her on her Instagram and she seems to have been taking things really seriously. So, I mean, who knows, hopefully things will continue to improve and that class will go ahead. But yeah, I just think to be able to lay this on top of pattern pieces for future jeans that I make is really valuable, because I know that this pair of jeans fits me like a glove. So if I hold it up against a pattern piece and the shape is like totally different, this will help me to make alterations to, like, I want to make the Dawn jeans one day. That's like my goal. So those are my toiles that I'm keeping. And then here, these three I want to turn into cushions, because my bedroom, as you can sort of see here, has got like a bit of a blue and mustard thing going on, and my living room has a blue and green thing going on. So those are going to be toiles. So I hope that didn't make you feel too seasick, but yeah, and I hope you, I mean, do you think I'm still being a hoarder? Do you think this is all logical and sensible? I've really tried to think about which fabrics I actually will wear again. So, or sorry, not wear again, but fabrics I actually will make something out of. So kind of the plan going forward is that I'm not going to buy any fabric for ages, hopefully, touch wood, unless something really special crops up. And when I'm deciding what to make next, it will either be something from these boxes or it will be something from my existing stash. That is the plan. I want to start doing some of these repairs, doing some of these alterations and refashions, making some more, like, these could be some such useful basic t-shirts that I need, that's the kind of thing I wear all the time. I do wear a lot of just jeans and a t-shirt. So That's the plan. Let me know how you deal with your fabric leftovers. These will hopefully go to a new home really soon. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed seeing what I'm keeping, what I'm not keeping. Let me know if you have a similar system with your large fabric scraps. I'm just not a person who has much interest in making small projects. I want to make a garment, so yeah, let me know what you do with yours if you're also not somebody who wants to make lots of like makeup bags and eye masks and that kind of thing. And yeah, give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Do subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more of my videos. I'd love to see you over on my Instagram as well. I'll leave my handle in the description below, and I'll see you next time. Bye!